and a good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening to you, the good and wonderful people of the tube. Hope today, hope you're feeling grand and all is well in your world. Hello there, everybody. Today's vid, everybody, we're going to explore what I have on my pedal shelf. Now, I'm not the biggest pedal holder, if I'm perfectly honest, he says, stood in front of a shelf full of pedals. But compared to some people, I don't have a lot of pedals. I've obviously got my pedal boards, but this is kind of the stuff that I kind of keep aside for, you know, odd occasions, or if I feel like it, or whatever, you know, or if it's just like, you know, basically backups for certain things I've got. So let's start. So at this point in time, the WH10 Revival is sat on this shelf just because I'm using my Vox at this point in time. I tend to flip-flop between this, the WH10 V3 and my Vox Silvertop quite a bit, but the Vox always wins. It really does. As much as I love these wah-wahs, especially this one, the Vox just wins every time. Every time the Vox wins. So that's pedal number one. So that's the channel foot switch for my Fender Stage. So that's kind of interesting, but kind of only interesting when it's with an amp. Well, all these are only interesting when with an amp. That's Queen that's a bass pedal. Who cares about that? Okay, I think that's just no, there is something in this. What's in this? Okay, so I've got boxes that don't actually have what they say they have in them, because this is a box for a Phase 90, and that's upstairs. Oh yeah. Okay, so this is the Hubcap John Iron Man treble booster, and in my personal opinion, this is the most this is the superior treble booster in the world. It's got all the different it's got Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4 and Mark 5 treble booster kind of things in it, and you can switch it, and it's just immense. And also the Iron Man graphic on the front is fantastic. How cool does that look? I mean, seriously. Okay, so that's pedal number two. Let's keep moving along. And I've got to remember to keep boxing these up, people at Tube. Otherwise, they'll just be everywhere. And they'll just remain everywhere. Okay. So these boxes have bits and pieces. I don't think there's anything in this. I think it's just odds and sods. Yeah. Valve, anybody? These are valves from, well, my old Marshall. I've got a load of VCC 83s, and I've got, these are not, oh no, they are EL34s. So, that's nothing, that's just an odds and sods box in my Mel 9 box. It's why it's always cool to keep pedals boxes, because you can store lots of stuff in them, and it's good, and it makes tidiness. That's a neck rest, that's not interesting. Batteries, okay. What's inside the Boss RC10 looper box? Okay, so in here we have an orange channel foot switch. Oh yeah, we have the Chorus Past Effects Chorus Ensemble Mini, I think, yeah, Mini, and this thing is amazing. Again, not using it at this point in time, but it's one pedal. It's one of those pedals I would never ever get rid of, because I love it, and it's literally one of the best choruses ever. It's just fantastic, it really is. We've got a couple of Tone City pedals in here as well. I don't believe this one is, though, no. So this one is bagged up and boxed, but that one is actually a treble booster that somebody made me years ago, and it's just a no-brand treble booster, and it's really good. It's not as good as the Iron Man, but it is pretty good, and it's in a golden plexi box. Sorry, you can't see. There you go. I need to keep remembering to hold things that way, because the light just kind of makes it go, I'm blind! Anyway, that's a treble booster, another one. You never have too many treble boosters. Very, very cool. This is the Sweet Cream pedal by Tone City, which I was going to get rid of until I did a video, Andertons, on Peter Green. And I ended up using this for his sound. It was really good for Peter's kind of tone. So I've kept that one. Again, don't use it all the time, but it's one of those pedals I don't want to lose, because they do a certain thing. And that's basically what this kind of shelf is. It's pedals that kind of like, I won't be using all the time, but I will need at some point, you know, and I will use at some point. So this is the Dry Martini, which, in all fairness, I don't know why I've still got. Well, I do know why, but it's still here for some reason. I don't actually use it. I don't. It's okay. Let's put it that way. The last pedal in this box is the Blues Faker. This was a pedal that was very, very kindly made for me, and I still really enjoy playing for it. It's really cool, kind of like the old Marshall Blues Breaker pedal. Basically, that's what it's supposed to be, and it sounds really good. I really like it. Okay, so I'm going to put all these away, because again, like I say, if I don't put it away now, I won't do it, and I'll just make problems for myself, because I'll just be a messy sob. Okay, so that's what's inside the Boss RC10 Looper box. Okay, now we're getting on to the serious stuff. This is one of my all-time favourite pedals of all time and space, the Tone City Black T. This is basically like a lower gain golden plexi, and it's fantastic. And I'm keeping that because, again, it's like a golden plexi, but not quite. Sounds amazing, is amazing, love it to bits. Fantastic pedal. Check out Tone City people YouTube. They are literally insane pedals. Okay, so I'm going to do these two pedals together. So, these two pedals are snake oil pedals. And I have the Very Thing and the Marvelous Engine. And these were very kindly gifted to me by Rob Chapman, who reached out to me actually when I was going through the breakup with Joe in 2019, I think. I was kind of at rock bottom, to be honest with you. It really took a lot out of me, and I wasn't doing very well. And Rob saw that and messaged me, and he sent me literally one of the most lovely, awesome messages you could ever receive when you're in that mode. Like, it was just, I don't know how to describe it. It was so heartfelt, and so it meant so much to me that that he had actually reached out and actually messaged me and said, like, you know, all this, and he'd been there, you know, he had been there, done that, and got the t-shirt, and he was just saying, like, you know, things will get better, and he was just extraordinarily supportive and awesome. Really lovely. Like, I can't state that enough. The message I got was absolutely stunning. And he very, very kindly sent me these two pedals to cheer me up. And they are literally stunning pedals. Like I say, I'll never get rid of them either. I mean, I don't use them, well, I don't use the Very Thing that much, but I do use the Marvelous Engine every now and again. But I'll never get rid of them because they mean so much to me now, because he sent them to me, and they look amazing. I think these are some of the coolest looking pedals ever made. They just are fantastic. Cure's all known bad tone, unparalleled by any other inferior brand. It literally, it was such a dark period of my life, like that, and to have somebody like him who I respect and look up to, and is like really important to me, talk to me and say what he did, and also kind of lift me up, and then also send me these two pedals. Yeah, in the words of well, as they would call Ace Rimmer, what a guy. So Rob, thank you so much indeed. That, you have no idea how much that helped, and your message helped beyond. It really did. Okay, so moving along. Next pedal is one of my favourite pedals ever again. In all fairness, this shelf is full of some of my favourite pedals. That's why I haven't got rid of them. Pedal-wise, if I get a pedal that I don't like, I get rid of it. I will either sell it, or if I've been given it, I give it away. I don't sell things I get given, if that makes any sense. Especially not pedals, it just seems stupid and wrong. So if I get given a pedal that I don't like, I just give it away. So this is the Aviator, and again, this I never really got into flange pedals. Never got into them at all. It was something that never really occurred to me. And I'd used them in the past, but it never really did anything for me. But that, my gravy lord, did that change when that pedal came on. Okay, move along. Okay, my favourite fuzz pedal of all time and space, the Sundial Fuzz by Hubcap John. And Dave, why is it on the pedal shelf if it's your favourite fuzz pedal? Because it doesn't actually work within the trio. It's too dark of a fuzz, and it's not really the right sound for the trio. It's more of a big, heavy, grungy fuzz, and that's why I love it. And it does everything I want a fuzz to do, but it doesn't quite work with the Trio's tone, and it's not quite where I am at this point in time. Although I have been there, I've come away from it. I can guarantee I will go back to it at some point. But it's just not. It doesn't quite have the cut that the double muff has that I'm using on my pedalboard. So it's in a box right now, but again, it's a pedal I'll never get rid of, ever. It's my favourite fuzz of all time and space. Just because I'm not using it doesn't mean I don't love it. Okay, moving along. So that's an empty box. That's a DS2, people of YouTube. I have three DS2s. Not a hoarder, yet. I can't afford to be a hoarder. That's an empty box as well. This was an SFX Digitune digital delay pedal that I bought from Music Live in Birmingham, which was a guitar show, and I bought this in 2005, I think it would have been. I wanted a delay pedal, and I bought that one, and it's got a sound of its own. It's a really odd delay pedal. It's a cheap pedal. I think it only cost me 20 quid, but it's really special, and I love it. And it's actually on the pedal board upstairs. Which I might show you actually in a bit. Actually, I might go around the pedal boards as well. Why not? We're doing pedals. Let's go around the pedal boards. Okay, so moving along. This is not a Boss DS2, I don't think. No, it's not. So at this point in time, inside here is the Frusrite pedal, which again is just literally one of my all-time favourite pedals of space and time. I do have the Frus Muff pedal as well, but my friend Ian's borrowing that at this point in time. Because he's been after a fuzz, so I lent him back and I said, you'll love this one. He actually had this one for a while as well and loved that one, but he loves the Frust Muff even more because you have a bit more control over it. But again, pedals I'll never get rid of. They're just too special to get rid of. Okay, so I've had this pedal for donkey's years, the Boss Acoustic Simulator, and it's supposed to make your electric guitar sound like an acoustic when you plug into a PA, and it does. I stand by this pedal being amazing. I've never reviewed this pedal. People of the Tube, if you'd like to see this pedal on the channel, the AC3, please let me know in the comment section below. Because again, I've never demoed it, and I've had it. Crikey, I probably had this since like maybe 2005, yeah, it would have been 2005, 2006. I would have bought this pedal. I've had it for a long time. And when I used to go out playing acoustic gigs on my own, this is a pedal I would always take with me. And what I would do is, because it's got reverb and EQ, I would plug my acoustic into this, and it would just enhance the acoustic sound and make it sound even better. And it'd give me better control over the tone of the acoustic. It was just amazing. And again, plug an electric guitar into that, and then straight to a mixing desk. It does a pretty convincing job, I've got to say. Okay, so this is a new pedal. Oh, I've lost a bit of card out of it. This is a new pedal that I've just been given. I haven't actually tried this yet, but this guy very, very kindly gave me this. And it's the Boss Harmonist PS6. Now, it's obviously a harmony pedal. So you've got like all sorts of different, you've got all the keys you can use it to. You've got major, minor, pitch shifter, detune, and S-bend. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's something to do with the U-bend. I don't know. I can never get my head around the U-bend. Anyway, I haven't tried that yet. I haven't actually had time. But that is a pedal I'm really, again, grateful for. Because, again, harmony pedals are really, really good fun. And again, I stop saying again, David. We have mail. I can't speak today. I can speak, but I'm getting flustered. Anyway, I can't wait to try that pedal out. It's going to be good fun. I might try it in this video, actually. Maybe we should try it in this video at the end. What do you reckon? I reckon we'll do that. Okay, moving on. So, inside the Line 6 delay modeler box is not the Line 6 delay modeler. As we've probably established now, I don't keep things in their boxes. This is my Zoom 606. This is my first ever multi-effects unit pedal. And, I keep it in a box because it deserves to be, it deserves a nice retirement. But that's, again, that's a massive part of my history there, and I couldn't get rid of that if somebody put a gun to my head. It's just such a big part of my life. I got that in, it would have been 2000. It would have been 2000 and maybe late 2002 or 2000 and early 2003. I don't actually know. The reason I got that was I really wanted a wah-wah pedal. And we initially went to this guitar shop in Horncastle, which is a little town about 20 minutes away. Me and my dad, and because I was 16 and couldn't drive. And we went to this guitar shop to get a wah-wah pedal, and they didn't have any in, but they said they would order one in for me. And they said to come back in like a week or so. So a week went by, we went back, and they couldn't get one. So I was like, no. So really disappointed and upset. We went to the guitar shop where I bought my first ever guitar from, first ever amp, and my second ever amp. And they had a couple of crybabies, but the guy said, well, why don't you get one of these? He said, why don't you get one of them? There was that one and the one without the expression pedal on in the pedal cabinet, which at that point in time, people would tube was literally probably about the size of this. It was tiny. There wasn't many options back then. He goes, why don't you get that? And I was like, well, what is it? And he explained it's got wah, it's got different effects in it. And literally it opened the world. So to that guy who recommended the Zoom 606, you're a legend. Thank you so much indeed. And again, walked away with it that day. And that thus started the love affair with Zoom pedals, which again, I still use to today. And still plug that in occasionally. It's a bit arthritic. It's in retirement. But it still works. And again, I would never be without Zoom pedals. I really wouldn't. Okay. Anyway, moving on. So, the next pedal, again, can't get rid of this one. This was a gift. And what a gift. This is a DoD FX65 stereo chorus. This is the chorus pedal that John Frusciante used. Not the exact one, obviously. But this is the model of chorus pedal that John Frusciante used on Blood Sugar Sex Magik. And it is magic. It is such an amazing, and there's a hair in it. Whose hair is that? That's not mine. It's white. Creepy. But yeah, this is literally one of the most awesome pedals. And it sounds incredible. And again, I couldn't get rid of that if I had to. It's just not one of those things I can get rid of. And I love it. And the person who lent me that, who gave me that, you're a legend. It's just ridiculously amazing. So, moving along, I've got all these Marshall boxes, and I wish Marshall would go back to making these pedals, but they're not going to, are they? Because let's face it, Marshall ain't the company they used to be. Okay, so inside, what was in this one? This was a Governor, too. I have a Green Carrot Pedals Corn Start. Now, this thing is, again, insane. I did have one before this, but it was stolen. So the first one I got given, somebody stole it. They half-inched it. I lent it to them and they disappeared with it and vanished into the ether. And I was very upset because I loved this pedal. Anyway, I just happened to mention, and I happened to talk to Andy, the Mr. Green Carrot pedals. And he said, oh, you've got one of those, haven't you? I said, no. I said, somebody robbed off with it. And he was like, right, I'm not having that. So he immediately sent me this one. And that's, again, legendary. I've met some incredible people, mostly all you lot as well. And again, it gives me faith. It really does. But this pedal is amazing. The corn side, it's like a plexi. It's literally one of the coolest plexi pedals I've ever heard. It's so much fun. It sounds massive. Okay, moving along. I don't think there's anything in that. Nope. How cool is this box though? This is the Marshall Governor box. This is the original Marshall Governor box before they changed to that one, I believe. But this one had all kind of like the branding on it. Or was this a secondary one? I'm pretty sure this was the first one. This is how they came, and then they changed the box to those. Marshall, make your pedals again. They were amazing. They were only 40 quid as well. Literally insanely good. Okay, so what's this one? Very, very badly bagged up there, but this is Ed, the compressor. Say hello to Ed, everybody. And this is the compressor pedal I bought when I learned that John Frusciante used a compressor pedal for Blood Sugar Sex Magik. Immediately got that one, and that's my favourite compressor pedal I've ever played through. I don't have another. I just don't need to. If I need a compressor pedal that's not inside my Zoom, that's the one I go to. And again, I've used it odds and sods here over the years. And again, it's just something I will never get rid of. Okay, moving along. That's an empty box. What was in that? Jackhammer. That was the box the jackhammer came in, I think. Yes, that's the jackhammer box. So these must have been the original boxes then, because the jackhammer's way older. My jackhammer's way older. So yeah, they're the original boxes. This is what they went to. I'll get it right in a minute, people of the tube. So, moving along. So this pedal is stunning. This is the Marshall Blues Breaker 2. And I think this is superior to the Blues Breaker 1 in every way, shape and form. And I have done a demo of this pedal, I don't remember when, years ago. But it's literally one of the warmest, creamiest, smoothest distortion pedals ever made. And it's literally just fantastic. I did have two, and I sold one. And I nearly sold this one, which would have been a huge, huge mistake. Because again, Marshall don't make these things anymore. And I reckon they are some of the coolest looking pedals and sounding pedals ever made. And they're solid as a rock. I mean, they're made out of metal, man. They're like solid. I mean, they're heavy. Absolutely beastly pedals. And I always just love the booklet you got, because you had the branding on the front of that as well. And it would give you these settings to go off, and they were always terrible. And then there's Jim there, bless him. But yeah, the settings were always terrible. Like, yeah, oh, this is classic rock. It really wasn't. It was like a wasp in a box. But that's the Blues Breaker pedal. And again, if you see one of those, buy it. Seriously, Marshall. I'm beaming. Hang on a minute. I'm going to be telepathic for a minute. Okay, message has been sent. Okay, moving along. Last two. See, not that many, even though it's taken 20 minutes. But that's because I waffle. Okay, so this pedal, again, is a pedal that I want on my pedalboard, but my pedalboard ain't big enough, and I miss it. So it's on the shelf for now because I don't have space for it. But this is my Dunlop Roto Vibe. I've had two of these, and this is the best sounding one I had. My first ever one I sold because it wasn't anywhere near as good as this one. This is the second ever one I got. And I bought this for 40 quid from Old Hat Guitars before I worked there, actually. I tweaked it slightly, the little pots inside. I don't remember what I did. People ask me all the time, what did I do? I was like, I don't know, because it was about 2010. So it was about 12 years ago I tweaked this, so I don't remember what I did. I bought my first one because I saw Mike McCready used one of these, and then I found out Jerry Cantrell used one of these, and I was just like, I've got to have one. And when I bought my first one, they weren't particularly expensive. I think my first one, I actually don't know how much that first one cost actually anymore. I don't remember how much it cost me, but dusty. But again, this is probably one of the best uni vibes I've ever heard in my life. And again, because it's controllable on the foot, it's just incredible, and I love it to bits. And again, wouldn't get rid of it for all the tea in my cupboard. It just wouldn't happen because it's too good. I've got feet in here as well, rolling around, and it's got its original box as well. And again, I love that branding. The font they used on the Roto Vibe is just so cool. And I love the fact it's wibbly. Anyway, that's a Roto Vibe. Again, love it to bits. Okay, and moving on to a final pedal. This is my Crybaby Wah. This is the GCB 95. I bought this pedal because as much as I love the wah pedal inside the Zoom, I still wanted a wah pedal because of certain limitations that the Zoom had. So I remember going to buy a wah pedal, and this is one I walked away with, and it's covered in fluff. And this is my wah pedal for years. God, when would I have bought this then? 2003. I've had this pedal since 2003, people of the tube. I coloured in the top white because the band I was in, the first major band I was in, we played some stages sometimes where the lights would go out and it'd be dark, and I couldn't see the wah-wah pedal. and certain kind of things, and I like to be able to see it, so I coloured it in white with kind of like just like it's glow in the dark stuff. It's gone yellow now, but it's been beaten up. You know, the battery thing's taped on. Everything's loose. You know, everything moves because it's been used a lot. And basically, this was my main wah-wah until I got my Vox, and as soon as I got the Vox, I never went back to this. Again, I can't get rid of it though because of the history. Do I even like it as a wah-wah? No, I don't. I don't like crybabies at all. I think they're a bit dull. Personally, I don't feel there's as much expression in them as there is other wah-wahs. But because this one was with me for so long and it's got such ace memories attached to it, I couldn't get rid of it if I tried. I just can't. It'd be wrong to do so. So yeah, and that's it, people of the tube. There are no other pedals. That is it. Well, there are some pedals about on pedalboards. We'll get to them in a sec. There is this amazing pedal enclosure that Past Effects sent me when I passed 100,000 subscribers. They very, very, very kindly sent this to me, which is awesome, and it was full of stuff in the back. Anyway, yeah, so that's all the pedals that I have on my shelf. Again, I'm not the biggest pedal hoarder. The pedals I have, mainly I keep because either sentimental value or they do something that I need occasionally. Not all the time, but occasionally. So stuff like, you know, the compressor. I won't use a compressor all the time, but if I need it, I've got it, and I know I'll need it again at some point. Acoustic simulator, stuff like that. The DoD chorus, the harmonizer, stuff like the Black T. You know, they're all usable pedals, treble boosters. And then I've got pedals like, say, like the snake oil pedals that just remind me of, you know, awesome people. You know, like Mr. Rob, for instance. Like again, I can't stay down. So let me move on to this pedalboard down here because it's slightly different since you've last seen it. So where are we? There we go. So okay, so this is my John Frusciante pedalboard minus the MXR Phase 90, which at this point in time is upstairs. I've harvested it for another board. So on this board, I have the Past Effects Chorus Ensemble. I've got this is the big version, not the mini version. And again, just amazing pedal. Love it to bits. Wouldn't get rid of it. This is the Ibanez WH10 V2. I'm trying to remember if this is my first ever one or my second ever one. I think this is my first ever WH10, which again I've had. Got that in 2010. I would have got that one. FZ3 Fuzz. This was very kindly given to me by a subscriber. Very, very kindly. And again, love it to bits. This is the pedal. This is the fuzz pedal that John used on the Californication tour. And then the trusty Boss DS2. So that's it right now. Like I said, I have slimmed it down minus one pedal, which is the MXR Phase 90. Again, I've got that upstairs. I'll show you that board in a moo-moo. But yeah, so that's a pedalboard that's always here for me to play around on, should I feel the urge to. And I power it with the Tone City pedal substation, which in all fairness is not the best power supply. It's okay, but it's not fantastic. Okay, so let's move on to the next board. Okay, YouTube, this has turned into like a pedalboard tour. I just realised I'm in the light. That's clever, isn't it? Okay, so now if you're wearing headphones, this is going to sound super weird because I'm on the right side. Okay, so this is my other pedalboard I've got, and this is basically like if I'm recording up here, this is kind of what I use to record. So we'll start at the beginning. Ditto looper for obviously the mini one just for looping. Zoom G2.1U. That's my first ever Zoom G2. That I got in 2004. No, it'd have been Christmas 2003, actually. Oh, would it have been? No, sorry, I tell a lie. Christmas 2004. I got that one. Then I've got the Past Effects Electric Mattress, which again is literally one of the best flange pedals I've ever heard. It's fantastic. Love it to bits, that's why it's there. This is that really weird delay pedal I was telling you about, the SFX. It's got its own sound to it, but it's there. That's what it is. It's like, it's huge,
but it's really, really cool, and it sounds bizarre. It's got a real weird thing to it, because it totally changes the sound of your guitar when you turn it on. But it's a really cool delay pedal, I really love it. Going from there, we got the Afterneath, which is a very, very awesome present from my friends Marja and Nicole. They gave me that pedal, and it's got things written on the side of it, which they wrote, and again, it's one of my most treasured possessions because of them. I miss them a lot, I really do. Okay, so then we got Marshall Governor 2 Plus, which is my go-to distortion pedal. I love it to bits. Marshall Jackhammer, which is my first ever pedal. That's it there. That's where it all started. Phase 90. If we're going in signal chain, then we go to the Ibanez WH10. This is the second one I ever got, and then we finish up with a Boss DS2. So that's another pedal board. I made this board myself. This isn't like factory or anything. I knocked it up in an afternoon one day. So that's another pedal board, PeterTube. Let's go to another one, shall we? Yes! Okay, and finally, my live gigging board. And basically, this is the board you hear all the time in YouTube demos. Bar none, really. You know, I don't really use any other pedal board in YouTube videos or demos anymore. This is the one. I got sick of using multiple boards this year, so I consolidated everything I needed into one board. So this is live YouTube, you name it, this has got it. Apart from a Roto Vibe. This is the board I wish I'd have a Roto Vibe on, but as you can see, there's literally nowhere it would have fit. Okay, so Boss RC10 looper over here. I always have it off the board because I don't need the looper live, so there's no point in it being on the board. If I need a looper live, I've got the Line 6 delay modeler, but it's very, very rare I'll need that live, unless I'm doing something solo where I need it, in which case I can just take it and put it on the floor. It's not a big deal. So first pedal from the amp is the Boss, and then we go to the Zoom G2.1U. That's number 3. That's the third one I've got. Number 2 is actually at Queenie's, and number 1 you just saw. I want to get more of these as well, because I can't live without these. I just can't. Okay, so from there we go to the Line 6 delay modeler. This is my second one. The first one just randomly stopped working, and that was that. Mel 9, a pedal that, again, is just literally changed my world. I love this pedal so much. Marshall Governor, Golden Plexi, Mark 1. I have to say that now, don't I? Because there's a Mark 2. Vox wah-wah, again, my favourite wah of all time and space, this one. It's just incredible. And as a homage to my Crybaby, I've actually colored this one in, but I've colored this one in gold. I tend to colour in my pedals. I don't know if you've noticed this weird habit. That's what happens when I get bored and have Sharpies. But yeah, so Vox wah-wah pedal, again, it's just incredible. I love it to bits. I always come back to it. No matter what wah pedal goes here, this one always ends up coming back there. Boss DS2, cranked, and the Electro Harmonix double muff. This pedal, again, is just combined with the Governor is just amazing. I've got a video on how I use that, but again, absolutely amazing. And again, this pedal board is just my happy place. It really is. Some honourable mentions, people of Tube. There's the Zoom G6. That's in a hard case at this point in time for gigging. That's my backup pedal board. If this failed, the G6 takes its place, basically, and the G6 is perfect for that. And again, I have used the G6 live as well, and it just, yeah. I mean, plastic construction aside, it sounds incredible. It really does. That Zoom G6 is actually incredible. Also, another honourable mention, people tube, if you come with me. I do apologise for the noise here. So this is Queenie's pedal board here. So that Ditto Looper is mine. Ha ha! And this HX, that's my HX there, people of tube. So if anybody's asking why am I not using the HX, simply Queenie's using it at this point in time, and it sounds amazing for what. And she just made it her own. She really did, and it just I love what she does with it, and it's amazing. But yeah, that's my HX. That's my that's the Ditto Looper. I've done so many loops and videos with that one until I got the RC10 down there. That was the looper I used. But yeah, look at Queenie's board. By the way, Queenie's got more pedals than I have, and this pedal board's way more heavy than mine. I used to think my board was heavy, but my lord, this thing weighs a ton. But this is a really cool pedal board, I've got to say. And she's got the amazing fuzz, wireless, wah, Golden Plexi Mark II there, which she has on all the time. She's got all sorts of... Yeah, she's got a video on this on her channel. So if you're interested how she uses all this stuff, go to her channel and you know you can see how she does it, how she uses it all, because it's really, really cool. And it's cool to hear what she comes out with all this stuff. You know, I love what I can come out with, just all that, and it's really cool to see what she comes out with all this. Okay, so anyway, there we go, PeopleTube. Is there anything else Is there anything else I was going to do? Was I going to plug something in? I forget now. Okay, PeopleTube, with the power of rewatching my video to find out what I said I was going to do at the end of the video, I figured it out. We're going to try the Boss Harmonist. We're going to smash my guitar in the neck. We're going to try the Boss Harmonist pedal, aren't we, for the first time? I never tried this pedal, so let's see what happens. So, we've got 4 dials on it. We've got balance, shift, key, and a mode. I don't know what any of it does. Let's find out, shall we? We're going through the Boss Katana Artist, just on channel 2, my John Frusciante tone. I'll probably kick on distortion at some point as well, actually, because, you know, Thin Lizzy. Okay, so let's just put the balance at 12 o'clock. Harmony, shift. What does that even mean? It's not. I have no idea. Let's go for F, because then we can play in D minor. Yeah, mate. That's cool. So that's major. It's too happy, isn't it? Let's be honest. Minor. Totally wipe out. Cool. What does the shift do? Okay, it just moves it. Weirdness. I haven't played guitar yet today, PeopleTube, so my hand is not warmed up. That is weird, man. Shift, more like let's send your guitar out of tune. Not weird at all. Cool, that's an octave below. Where's distortion? Evil! People who achieve. That sounds amazing. And then we're back to... This is fun! Super cool. Okay, so what's the next one up? So this is pitch shifter, so I'm guessing it just goes up. Very medieval. challenge you to a joust at daytime. I've never made it as a night. Why is everything you play in this mode make you just sound like you're a medieval minstrel? What's that about? It's medieval minstrel mode. Ah, fair sir, I believe you have the Boss PS6 Harmonist pedal. I do. Its superior minstrelness makes me happy. The Lord should surely be happy and grateful with our music this eve. Look out, here he comes! Look out, it's the Black Knight, he's coming near the door! They're gonna have to fight each other. Fight commence! It's getting weird. Anyway, moving along. D-tune. This is going to sound horrible, isn't it? It's like a chorus because it's just doing it a bit. What? That's a surprise. I really expected that to sound horrible. That does not sound horrible. That's fantastic. That is a great sound. And finally, S-bend, which I've got no idea. Oh, so it's like a B bender. By the way, do you like my technique of using my knee because I've not stood up? That's cool. I like the fact it's momentary and you can hear it ramp up and ramp down. And then back down. That's ace. I like that. Cool, love it. That's well good. So yeah, there you go, POTT. That's the first time I plugged this pedal in. That's the first chance I've got actually to plug the pedal in. Harmonist pedal, PS6. Very cool. Very cool. I need to take the battery out though, because I don't like storing pedals with batteries in. So I'm going to do that now. But that's a really fun pedal. I do like that S-bend. That's a really cool, cool little function. I like the fact it's like a momentary switch as well. Turns the pedal off until you kind of put your foot on it, which is very, very cool. Right, come off, Mr. Battery. Are you going to be nice? Yay. There's nothing worse than a battery that just kind of goes, I am not leaving. I'm here forever. More. But yeah, that's a cool pedal. Again, to be given that is insanity. But I am very, very grateful to the guy who gave me it. So, there you go, POTT. Is there anything else to say? I don't think there is. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this vid. And I'll see you again very soon for another one. on that note, PeopleTube, I will see you again for another one. Hope you enjoyed this vid. Hope you enjoyed what's on my pedal shelf. Hope you enjoyed kind of like delving into that. Like I say, so I've got 3 little pedal boards set up at this point in time. Well, not little, but I've got, well, this one is. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the vid, and I'll see you again for another one. If you like the videos I do here, please consider becoming a patron at Patreon. Link to that's down there. Other than that, PeopleTube, I'll see you again for another video on Friday. I think this is going out Wednesday. I don't know anymore. I've only been up for like an hour. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this vid, and I'll see you again for another one. Have a great morning, afternoon, good evening, and goodbye now.